Lights out, and away we go. At the front, it looks like the two Mercedes have got a good launch. They head up towards the first corner as Perez goes to the inside. You can see Felipe Massa on the inside. Sergio Perez darts to the inside, and he's going to outbrake Felipe Massa and Kimi Raikkonen getting into turn one. He's on the inside, but Perez gets down the inside of the pair of them. What a move from Sergio Perez! But Sergio has cut the corner, and he's got himself a 3-second time penalty, which is not past the plan. And what are you doing? He completely brake checks us. As here is Sergio Perez, who's going to finish the race in 5th place, just ahead of Valtteri Bottas, but that penalty is going to cost him. Well, hello everyone, it's Maxi Gaming HD here, back with the 3rd episode of the Checo's Charge to Glory series. Obviously, last time out in Malaysia, it's another impressive result, despite losing a position as a result of a penalty. But now we move on to China, and without further ado, let's go in to the qualifying report. After another wet practice session, the scene was certainly set for what was going to be an interesting qualifying session. It was an average session for Manor, as even though they didn't fill the back row, as Stevens qualified in 18th. It was a shocker for Danny Kvyat, however, as promising qualifying left him down in a lowly 19th. Whilst Romain Grosjean got into Q3, Pastor Maldonado could only manage 17th. The two McLarens endured an average session to qualify in 16th and 15th. It was a very disappointing session for Felipe Massa, as he could only manage 14th. Sauber had a fairly pleasing session to be able to get both cars into the top 15, whilst it was an average session for Toro Rosso, as Verstappen qualified 9th with Sainz Jr. in 12th. Sergio Perez once again impressed in his Force India qualifying 6th, whilst Hulkenberg qualified 11th. Ferrari were once again able to split the Mercedes, however it was Kimi Raikkonen who managed to do so. Whilst it was no surprise to see Lewis Hamilton take pole position in his Mercedes, the scene was set for an interesting Chinese Grand Prix.
It's nearly 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon here in Shanghai, and that means only one thing. It's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. Here's today's pole sitter, Lewis Hamilton. When I was speaking to him early on, I got the sense that he has total confidence in himself and his Mercedes car to take that race victory today.
It really was a great performance from him yesterday, and I think he'll be feeling very confident that he can push on and win today's race. Unless he has car trouble or a bit of bad luck, he should be untouchable.
What a race it was for Sebastian Vettel last time out. The German was back to his best and put in an almost flawless performance.
Well, after winning those 4 world titles back-to-back, Seb certainly struggled to adapt to the new hybrid V6 era. True to the saying, form is temporary and class is permanent, he's back to winning Grand Prix and showing just what a great talent he is.
Well, here we are. Perez sitting in his Force India, ready to start the 2015 Chinese Grand Prix. We have the lights in Shanghai. Lights out, and away we go. And it's a good start from Hamilton up front. It looks like we have got a reasonable launch as we head into the first corner. We've also got to be careful of the Lotus of Romain Grosjean behind as we head into the very long turn. We're going to see if we can send one up the inside of Raikkonen and Bottas ahead, but we aren't able to quite do it. We run a little bit wide off of turn 3 I think it is, and we're side by side with Grosjean, but as the next corner we have the inside line, before we were able to defend the position. We think about sending one up the inside of Valtteri Bottas, but we're not quite able to do it. So not a bad start. We hold position, but there are still many laps to go, so a lot can happen. As you can see, we're starting to see if we could stay within range to be able to pass Valtteri Bottas in the Williams ahead of us. But as you can see, we are starting to fall away a little bit. Now moving on to around lap 3, and we are struggling for pace here. As you can see, Romain Grosjean is right behind us, and it doesn't look like it's going to be long before Romain Grosjean is going to be able to make the move. We're really struggling on the power out of the corners, but We know Checo is a very aggressive driver, and I'm pretty sure he's going to defend him with all he has. Now heading into turn 1, he runs a little bit wide, and that's going to open the door for Romain Grosjean to get through. But we have the inside, and we're able to cover it. But look at Daniel Ricciardo getting down the inside. He tries to stick his nose up the inside. We're side by side as we head up towards...
You what?
Where was the illegal overtake in that? We had to back off on the exit to let Daniel Ricciardo back through. But what on earth? But now here, as you can see, we're going to try to find our way around the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. We are not letting that stupid decision get to us. We are going to try to get back through. But we are struggling to do so for the moment. As you can see, Ricciardo is struggling just as much as we are on the power, which kind of makes us equal. There's a little bit of contact. He goes incredibly slowly going into the chicane there. Now into the snail corner. I don't know what he was doing there. He just went incredibly slowly. We could have maybe backed out a little bit more, but he just went incredibly slowly for some reason. But now we have DRS from Daniel Ricciardo as we head up towards the braking zone at the end of the straight, and we are easy through, obviously, as the Renault engine is underpowered. So now moving on to the next lap, and Perez runs incredibly wide on the exit of the snail corner, but with the power of the Mercedes engine he could easily get back through. But look at Max Verstappen getting down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo as they head up towards the hairpin. Verstappen's going to try to pass us. There's a bit of contact there with Ricciardo. Now heading into the final corner. But Ricciardo entering the pits. He has completely swiped Verstappen off the track. Verstappen did eventually get going again. But that was a bit silly there from Ricciardo. As you can see now, Perez is now trying to defend for his teammate Hulkenberg. Now really struggling with tyre wear. He goes very wide. Hulkenberg gets through. We go on the inside. But he completely cuts across. And we lose out. We have lost lots of positions here. I really do not know what Hulkenberg was doing there. Just rejoin the tracks kind of unsafely. But now, as you can see, side by side with Bottom, we did cut the corner, so we tried to let him back through it, but we have managed to let him back through. But he goes he's very slow. It's a yellow flag for some reason. He is going very slowly, so we kind of have to make the pass. So, we are through. He was going at like 40 miles an hour. Very slow. But...
You what?
How could we have avoided passing him there? He was going at like 0.4 miles an hour. And we have to let him through. We're slowing down. Pass us, you lazy bastard! I'm done. I'm done. Why? Why did we even have to try to let him through? Well, we tried to. He just didn't do it. Because he was going at like 4 miles an hour. And if I slowed down, someone else behind would have got past me. So I kind of had to, as you can see, we're pitting. Hopefully it's going to be a reasonable stop. So we stopped, but as you saw, we tried to let him through. We slowed down and everything, but he didn't do it. He didn't pass. And that gave us a 5-second penalty. Nothing we could do there. Honestly. I think we're now looking at Hulkenberg, and his tyre is gone. Nico Hulkenberg has blown a tyre. So that's his race probably completely ruined. I think he's going very slowly. I think 2 times I've punctured there. And Rosberg has hit him and is out of the race. So Nico Rosberg's out of the race now. As you can see, here comes Perez down the inside of the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson. Now he's able to pass Pastor Maldonado. He just got those 2 cars easily and got their tyres up to temperature. Now, we are right behind Carlos Sainz Jr. in the Toro Rosso. Let's see how quickly we can make this stick. We're down the inside and it looks like we have made the move stick. But he just doesn't back out. Oh no! He's taken both of us off! What is he doing? He didn't back out. That was 100% his fault. I don't know what he was doing there. He just completely forced us off the track there. And as you can see, we're going to have to pit for an unscheduled stop. That was really unfortunate. I mean, Sainz really should have backed out of that. I mean, I don't know what we could have done there. But as you can see, that is probably our race completely ruined. Which is unfortunate. I mean, I don't see how we're going to get points now. Of course, there is still a way to go, but so unfortunate. The way Sainz had to pit as well, he got what he deserved there. But the rest of the race is now just going to be damage limitation. As you can see, we're now fighting the manners, which is not where we want to be. We're behind Roberto Merry here. And we are just able to pass him with ease, without any issue. So that is one manner passed. Now we have to pit on lap 14 for our next pit stop. But it's been a fairly interesting race, but a lot of things going wrong. First the penalty, and now what happened with Carlos Sainz, which has completely suspended us to a really bad position. We had to wait slightly there for Roberto Merry, but we are out in P17 behind Will Stevens, who is the next Manor car that we're going to have to try to pass. So you can see we're now right behind Will Stevens now, and we are just able to draft past just as we did with Roberto Merry. But we miss our braking point going into the hairpin, and he's able to get back through. Well, we're side by side on the exit. But of course, with our Mercedes power, we're going to have an advantage on the straight. And we are able to get through. And he backs out, just like Carlos Sainz should have done. A lesson there for Carlos Sainz. And if he'd seen our rate, we'd be in a much better position. As you can see now, a few cars exiting the pits. Obviously, we're going to have to pit. We are able to pass Alonso, but we're going to pit later on, obviously, because we have one more scheduled stop. And there's no way the prime's going to last to the end. Now we have a go at Pastor Maldonado, but we overcook it and run wide. And this allows Pastor Maldonado to perform the switchback, and he's able to get back through. But we've got a second burst of DRS. Obviously, the Force India is very fast in a straight line. But is he going to be able to make the move stick? Yes, he is, into turn 1. Of course, he's going to lose again because of his pit stop. But he still made the move stick. Now Perez round the outside of Marcus Ericsson. That was a good move from Sergio Perez. And he has made a fabulous overtake on Marcus Ericsson's stick. Now on board Marcus Ericsson on the next lap. He is going to try to pass. Obviously now we are on worn tyres. So he should have a pace advantage theoretically. He's got the inside going into the tighter of the fast corners. But we are able to just defend it. And that's the position defended. Now we have to pit for our final scheduled stop. But we head into the gravel on pit entry, which is going to lose us time. Obviously we're into the pits. Let's see how this final stop is going to go. A swift tyre change. And we are out in 16th place behind our team. Let's see if we can catch him. Not very much happened for the rest of the race. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton is going to cross the line to take his first victory of the season in his Mercedes. after a tough start to the season for him. As you can see, Sergio Perez rounds the final corner to finish in a disappointing 16th. We were lapped, guys. We were actually bloody lapped, which was not what we wanted. As you can see, we're out of the car, very frustrated. A case of what should have been, but wasn't.
On days like today, he's just unbeatable.
But a 31-second gap, he dominated the race.
Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.
But what an interesting race that was. Obviously, we had to make an extra stop, which kind of cost us. Now moving to the driver's standings, we've lost a couple of positions. We're down into 8th place, which is unfortunate. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. It's been Matt T Gaming HD. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more F1 2015 content. Thank you very much for watching. It's been Matt T Gaming HD here, and we will see you for my next video.